Welcome to Paratalk with the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers. Hair-raising, spine-tingling evidence covering the full supernatural spectrum. UFOs, cryptozoology, paranormal encounters. Have an experience to share? Call now, 865-264-0448. That's 865-264-0448. And now, here's your host, Stephen Brown, with fellow ETGS members, Steve Wiseman, Andrea Brown, and Jesse Arms. Welcome to Paratalk.
Hello and welcome to Paratalk. It is Sunday, August 7th, 2018.
October.
What did I say?
August.
Well, guess we had a little foobar there. Whatever. It's been a long year. All right, guys, I'm your host, Stephen, and with me I have the one and only Miss Andrea Brown.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we're by ourselves.
We are.
We're getting used to it.
We are.
What's up with those guys?
You'd think they'd have lives or something outside of this.
What?
Oh,
That's not in the contract.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
that
you.
is not.
Hey, you know, I mean, we've tried to fire him before, but
We're going to have to get a hold of Sheldon Cooper and get him to make a podcast agreement.
that would suck.
Yeah, it would. It'd be 72 pages long.
And none of us would read it.
Right. Yeah. That's too many pages.
That's words. Lots of words.
So we've been busy.
Oh my gosh.
And we're just getting started.
Seriously. I actually was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, we have been, it seems like nonstop.
Yeah.
Since July.
Yeah.
And that would be one of the reasons that we have not put out as many podcasts.
Yeah, and we apologize for that.
We do.
It's just been so busy.
And the crazy thing is that it's really just beginning. I mean, this month is going to be insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to put some stuff out, some more stuff out this month.
Yeah. Well, I know this Thursday we had planned on interviewing Doug Cox last weekend.
Right.
But as everybody knows, last weekend we had World's Largest Ghost Hunt.
Which was amazing.
Thank you guys all for tuning in online and for the 43 people that came and hunted with us.
Yeah.
That was awesome turnout.
And, I mean, Jeff and Vicky and Dale were absolutely amazing, as always.
And Joe Vitale.
Yeah.
You know, he did a lot of camera work. And from watching the videos, like, he was part of Jeff and Vicky's crew. Mm-hmm. And he got right in there investigating with them.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a blast, too. So I'm glad everybody had fun.
I do believe that everybody that was there had fun. And I think that everybody that watched had just as much fun.
Yeah, and I'm amazed at the views we had. I mean, like, because we had something occur in the middle of the night. It was about 12:45 or so. And cameras went out right after it happened. Internet shut down. So we had to restart. Mm-hmm. But total views, we had over 5,000 views.
Yeah, on our first run, hang on, I'm pulling it up here.
I mean, it was a great weekend, and people, like, we had someone there at the DVR system all night long, just like we said we would, you know, communicating back and forth. I was there for a couple hours.
Right.
You know, people were on it. They were watching those cameras. They were letting us know whenever they saw anything. It was awesome.
Yeah, our first run had over 3,400 views.
Very cool.
And our second run hit almost 2,000.
That's awesome. So over 5,000 views total.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The interaction, that was amazing, and I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah.
The Facebook stream, you know, this is kind of a new thing for us at Hell's Bar Dam, because the service is very.
Yeah.
It's.
And I just want to say thank you to. Wow.
What was that?
I don't know. I want to say thank you to the staff there at the marina.
Oh, yes.
They let us steal their internet so we could do this.
And it took a lot.
It took a lot. Yes. So,
But,
thank you to them.
Yes.
Hannah and the crew there at the marina.
and I know they enjoyed it too.
They had a blast. Those girls are nuts.
I love them.
They had a blast. But we've got more events coming up.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend, this Friday, we're going to be at Screenville. Mm-hmm. Saturday, we're going to be up in Oneida at the Oneida Zombie Fest.
Yes, I'm
which
excited.
Is going to be awesome. Then the following week, we're back at Screenville.
Uh-huh.
Then we are back at Hell's Bar for the Tennessee Wraith Chasers event. Mm-hmm. Then the following week, I think we're empty on Friday.
I think we've got something. I just can't remember.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We do. Crap. Yeah. I
Thought you had to buy Friday.
No, doesn't happen. And then Saturday, we are at Hell's Bar and Screenville. So we're going to be splitting up the team. And hopefully everybody will come together and join in. And that way it's not just me down at Hell's Bar by myself. Hopefully Steve will be in town and he can tag along. Or if not, maybe Mike and Elsie will come with me and then Jesse go with you. And
Yep.
we'll have
all kinds of fun.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's a busy month. Very busy month.
So excited.
And we got to try out our new Deadlite.
Oh, yes. It's amazing.
It's amazing, but we're going to save that.
Yes.
We're going to save all that Deadlite talk. Because you know why?
Why?
Because tonight we're talking to the creator of the Deadlite.
What?
Mr. Josh Bender.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So we got Josh on the show tonight. And I don't want to make him wait any longer, so I'm going to take a little break. We're going to get Josh on the line, and we will be right back.
Hey, this is Steve with Paratalk. Do you have a story to share? Call us at 865-264-0448 to explain your paranormal experience. Do you have a chilling story you'd like to share? Or just give us a topic you'd enjoy us to discuss? We understand some of you would like to keep anonymous, so the choice is yours if you want to share your name. So call 865-264-0448 now to have your story heard on the next episode of Paratalk.
You're listening to Paratalk with East Tennessee Ghost Seekers, a new perspective in paranormal talk radio.
Okay, we are back.
We're back.
We are back. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I'm pretty freaking pumped about this.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah, because we got in contact with this guy a couple months back, and it's like, I've seen some videos, I've seen some pictures.
Okay,
I've seen
don't
some
lie.
images.
You have seen every video possible.
Yeah, every video possible, every picture possible of this product that you create. And I need one in my life. And I didn't just need one in my life. I needed the biggest one he had available at the time.
Well, yeah, go big or go home.
That's right, yeah. So, without further ado, the creator of the Deadlite, Mr. Josh Bender.
Yay.
Welcome, Josh.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, brother?
Going good. Staying busy. Super busy.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, by far, you have the best customer service skills of anyone I have dealt with buying anything in the paranormal field.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I strive to not only make the best product that I can make, but also take care of their customers before, during, and after the sale as well. So.
And you do a fantastic job.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole time that, like, I ordered the Deadlite 60-watt Necro. This light, number one, is a freaking beast. And the whole time, when I first messaged him, he's like, I'm about a month and a half behind, backed up right now, getting orders out. So, you pay me when I get it done, not before. You pay me when I get it done, and I'll ship it out to you. The man was true to his word. The whole time that he was working on this light, he's sending me pictures, of progress, of everything he's doing.
And you have no idea how giddy he was when he'd get a message. He's like, oh, he messaged me. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. He's a little giddy little girl.
I was, yeah. A 6'4", 275-pound giddy little girl. Yeah. But yeah. So my first question, what got you interested in the paranormal field?
Well, it was pretty simple. It wasn't like most people, they have some kind of, you're growing up, they lived in a house that had activity or they had some kind of life-changing experience. It was basically a buddy of mine. We're sitting in a bar one night and we just start talking about it. He's like, man, I got to show you this stuff. And a buddy of ours that owned the bar that we always went to, we just, we waited till we closed about 2:30 in the morning, and a couple of us, we just walk around in his bar, and he didn't believe it, but the friend of mine that was showing me all this stuff, he's like, I went with some of my friends and recorded voices and stuff like that, and he started out with this AM/FM radio, and we had one of them little mini cassette recorders, and we just walked around in there and just kind of took pictures, and he would have the radio on AM and he'd just waving it around, and something would kind of break up the static, and he's like, take a picture. So I'd take a picture, and like, oh, cool, it's an orb. I was like, this place is old. There's dust everywhere. So we didn't know then, but it's just it was kind of. I think it was right before or during. I hadn't started watching the like Ghost Hunters and stuff like that until a couple seasons in. So it was before I had watched that, and I knew nothing about it, nothing at all. And we just kept doing it. We'd go out Saturday night, and then we'd show up at the bar while he was cleaning it up, and we'd just keep investigating what we thought was, it was a lot different now. But that's and it just kind of stuck. So I jumped around a little bit, meeting people that liked doing it, and we formed a group that was able to get into some county buildings. We did county courthouse, this really cool old jail in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from, but that's where I started out. But we got into some places like that, and it was really cool. And then I moved to West Virginia, so I was kind of out of it for a little while. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna look for a team just to play around. I have this equipment, and it's not getting used, and I got on with another group and just kind of went from there. Met more and more people, and joined other groups, and now I'm finally at my my favorite spot, with Interface Death and Justin Brown. We have a lot of the same views and scientifically, and I love filming almost, just as much as I do investigating. So, the filming part that I do with Justin, and it's it's great. I'm having a great time doing it.
Well, speaking of your filming, I mean, like your pictures that you post on your Facebook, dude, you've got some mad photography skills.
Thank you.
Yeah, your photography skills are amazing.
Yeah, there's three of us on the Interface Death that we try to get there with enough daylight, and we just walk around. Justin and Derek are shooting B-roll, and I'm doing doing drone footage and setting up time lapses, and we're like, we gotta hurry up and get this done, get the shots that Justin wants for filming, and then go take pictures. So we're just taking pictures and trying to get sunsets and figuring out where the sun's going to set so that we can be set up right. And so, yeah, I mean, all three of us are, really into the photography and everything.
That creepy ass little Christmas doll that you took a picture of. Good God. That thing's badass. I love that picture. I was scrolling through Facebook one morning when I got to work, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's creepy. Yeah.
That is at Thornhaven in Newcastle, Indiana, and I definitely want to go back there. I don't have very many experiences. I can walk around by myself and not experience a thing. But Thornhaven was one of those places where I actually, had some experiences. It took most of the night to get through before I had one, but it was walking around that and taking pictures, and I just kind of walked into that room, and I was like, oh, that doll needs its picture taken.
Yeah, that doll needs some love.
So, I mean, I took pictures with my GoPro, and most of the pictures I take are with my phone.
Yeah.
I just take them and edit them and everything. And but that one was definitely, it was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, it's a couple different versions of it. And
Yeah. Yeah, I like the black and white when you brought the color in with the black and white. That was awesome. Yeah. So I love those photos like that. Because I played around with photography, but I mean, my photography editing skills are not like yours because, number one, I'm colorblind, so that doesn't help one bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But
I get to help him on that.
Yeah, I love taking pictures. And I had a really nice Canon EOS T3i that got shattered. And so after that, I laid down the photography crap and then since phones have got better, I've started playing around with it again because like you said, most of the pictures that we post are all taken with our phones. So
good quality.
Yeah.
The phones now are super good quality.
Yeah.
And Justin still bugs me. He's like, you gotta get it's time you gotta get a DSLR and take some pictures that way. And I'm working on it.
Yeah. So is Justin a Canon guy or a Nikon guy?
He has a Nikon, and I believe Derek has the same exact one, and his is modified for full spectrum, but he has a filter that he can put on and film and take pictures with the regular lighting and everything. It takes away the hue of the full spectrum, and which is really cool. If he wants to take B-roll and pictures, because they do a lot of their filming during the day is taken with those Nikons.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing the drone footage and the setting up the GoPros for the time-lapse videos and getting those kinds of shots. And then when the lights go out and everybody gets out their other camera rigs and
very cool. You said DJI drones?
Currently I have a 3DR Solo. They don't make them anymore, but I was able to, I have two, I have almost two complete setups and a bunch of batteries. So in case something happens, I have some backups, but you can get some pretty good deals on them now since they don't make them anymore. People are trying to dump them off and they're not worth as much, but I'm aiming towards a Mavic 2. Want to try another one and have something. I'll keep the Solo for a backup, and because it's a little bigger than the Mavic, so it can handle the higher winds. So if we get into a place that has higher wind, I can bring out the Solo. But
very cool. Okay, so during your investigations, what is your go-to piece of equipment?
I mean, it would have to be. Normally, we do the walkthrough and everything, and and I try to open myself up. Everybody says that you're your best piece of equipment. So, I try to open myself up and just kind of get a feel for the place. And, honestly, most places I walk through, I'm like, I could probably lay down right here and fall asleep. I'm just kind of comfortable, being in there. And others are like, oh, this room kind of feels heavy. And I'm like, no, I don't really feel that. So,
Take off the jacket.
right. And so in that case, I kind of go to, of course, the recorder and, my camera and light. Those are what I normally carry around. Justin usually carries around his millimeter and things like that. We set up stationary recorders throughout. So yeah, it would probably have to be the recorder and the camera.
Awesome.
Those are like some of the best staple pieces of equipment to have as an investigator, because they do provide some of the,
the digital recorder is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because we do burst EVP sessions a lot. And so the digital recorder, we'll record, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, asking a couple questions and see if we can build off that. And yeah, I love the digital recorder. All the, I'm the tech guy in the group, so all the cool toys and stuff, I love those. But when I go to grab something, I'm grabbing a digital recorder. I'm letting somebody else grab the SLS or the Ovilus or whatever, and I grab the digital recorder.
Except for now, he has a new favorite toy.
Yeah, now I have a new favorite toy. Now I grab this camera rig that right now probably weighs about 12 pounds.
No joke, he handed it to me for just a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is really cool, but can I have that other piece of equipment back? This is heavy.
But it doesn't take much to weigh that down.
No.
And it doesn't take much weight on your shoulder to
hurt,
get tired and wear out your back trying to walk through. But the the recorders, you have a better chance of getting EVPs than anything else. A lot of people like to walk around with digital cameras and take lots of pictures and film everything. DVR setups and stuff like that. And we don't use a DVR. Like sometimes we'll set up a static camera and let it run. But pretty much the reason why I carry a camera is because we're filming. I know that it's super rare to catch anything on film. The EVPs, they're
You're right.
probably the highest. Your highest chance of getting any kind of evidence or experience would be through EVP.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is that as awesome as it is to have a great camera set up, having that as a I don't know, to follow you around to see what you're seeing, and in the hopes of to document, in the hopes of actually catching something. The chances are greater of getting an EVP than catching something on a camera.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why recorders are just so amazing.
But that's another reason why I lean toward the Sony products,
right?
Because the built-in mic on the Sony products, we've caught so many EVPs on the built-in mics on the Sony products, like our old handy cams that we still have, and that when we have the events, we'll put in to people's hands. We catch great EVPs on those. But like for the new rig, with this massive 60-watt Deadlite that I love, I bought the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, and that's just for video purposes,
right?
So when we compile this video, we have good footage for people to look at. It's like last night, me and Andrea, we were sitting here, we were watching Ghost Adventures last night. And I'm sitting there watching, and after watching my videos now, going through and editing my videos using the Deadlite, I'm watching that and I'm like, yeah, they need a Deadlite. Those guys, that's so dark.
Everybody needs a Deadlite. They need a Deadlight in their life.
Yeah. So onto the Deadlite. What made you decide to? I'm going to try to
Light up the night.
Light up the night. Good way to go, Andrea. Hell yeah.
Pat on the back. High five.
Good job.
Well, before any of that, it was probably 3 years ago. I just started, playing around with, just kind of making. I think the first ones that I made were I actually took some DVR cameras or security cameras apart and took the circuit board out and mounted it to a project box and added a battery and everything. And because the DVR cameras that I had, watching live was great, but the playback was horrible. It was all pixelated, and you just couldn't. I was like, I'm not going to use these. You can't even make anything out. So I turned them in to IR lights. I was like, they do all right. Mm-hmm. I was like, what if I could just make something a little bigger, add some bigger LEDs, and I bought these bigger, I call them bubble style LEDs, and I bought some of them, put a light together, and I'm like, this is just a big hot spot. So I was playing around some more, and I found these higher powered LEDs, the 5-watt LEDs, and just did some research. And I have electrical background, for what I do for work, and just kind of put that together with the research and still with the project boxes and put one together, and I was like, wow, this works pretty good. So we went on this trip toward out in Iowa. We went to multiple locations and worked our way towards Ohio, and I just testing these things, and I was like, these are working pretty good. And that's when I met Justin. I used to have a podcast myself, and Justin was one of the guys in groups that I had found on Facebook, and got to talking to him, and I showed him what I had, and he's like, they do work really good. And then he told me about his camera. Well, the problem with his camera is he has 170 degree lens on he has a Zoom Q8, mm-hmm. and a really wide angle lens. And he's like, the problem is it illuminates fine in the center, but the lens is so wide that it's dark around the edges. I need something that's gonna illuminate everything. And so I kept playing around, and finally we come up with what about something with a curved face. And I was like, I immediately got the idea and on how to build it. So of course I run to Lowe's, I get some stuff and come home, and I just start cutting and molding, and I bought a belt sander. Did I buy a belt sander? Yeah, I bought it before I started the business, but I put one together, and the first time I ever met him was while he was doing stuff with Higgins Sports School in Ohio. And I met him out there for the first time and showed him the light, and he's like, this is great. This is awesome. Yeah. So, and that's since he when we come out with that, that we didn't have a name or anything yet. And so Justin come up with Deadlite.
That's awesome.
And and how he come up with that was the movie It. Deadlite is the true form of Pennywise.
That is so
and that's
cool.
How he came up with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I told him, I said, since this light was your idea, I was like, because I didn't want some kind of weird number, letter, column name a light. I said the light's got to have a name, and so I said, this is from mainly your ideas and concepts, and so you get to name it. So he named it the Necro. So that's how the Necro was born.
That is so cool. And
the whole first year, I started the Facebook page and everything, and started to get more and more orders, and I was like, I just become an actual business. So I got the business license and everything, and here we are. I never thought that it would blow up like it did.
Well, let me just say,
get some orders.
let me just say, if I have anything to do with it, it's going to blow up even more for you, because I mean, you can ask Andrea. Anybody that we meet in the field, like the last weekend, we had PBS following us around on Friday night, recording down at Hell's Bar for a special they're doing on Hell's Bar. And when I turned my light on, their camera guys,
They were amazed.
They were so amazed. The host of the show, she was like, I'm going to walk over here with the professional. You guys do your thing. You know, she's walking with me, you know, and it was, you know, they were shocked when, like, cause they had their IRs on, you know, and they're shining. Then I was like, hang on a second, let me turn mine on. And I hit the switch and they went, what? You know, it was great. But yeah, I promote this thing for you, everyone in the field that are, you know, because we had people that were actual investigators show up last week. And I was like, they were like, what is that light? What is it? I was like, it's the Deadlite 60 watt Necro. I was like, go on Facebook, Deadlite LLC, and check out Josh's stuff. I was like, the creator's Josh Bender. He worked with Justin Brown to create this thing. It's a beast. You know, go on there and give him a like. And I was like, you're not going to find another light in the field like it, because there's not. I mean, dude, we probably have, I would say 10 different kinds of IR illuminators. And nothing comes close to this.
Even when we like pile on.
We had 3 lights going.
Yeah. We can like layer up on all of our lights and it still wouldn't have the same effect.
Yeah. On this camera rig, I had a bar going across the top of it and had 3 IR lights, and they didn't illuminate a 1/10 of what the Deadlight does.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it. I will swear by it to anyone
He
who
will
wants to talk about it.
praise the name of the Deadlight.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how the 60 watt came about, because, you know, the very first one was the 40 watt, and I had made a couple 30 watts, but, you know, really the 40 watt was the most popular. It seemed to be the best performer. And then Justin was like, well, you know, the Sony Handycams, you can film in regular or you can film in IR. And he's like, what if you add some white LEDs? So that's how the Night Shot came about. Was you know, I laid it out on that cap and got it to you know, fit right, and laid out all where the LEDs would be, and you know, put it together, and I don't know if I sent them one to test, or I don't remember, but it's 40 watt IR, and it has three white LEDs, so 15 watt white in the center, and that's what I personally use myself. I mean, it took me a while before I actually had my own light. Normally I was using a prototype, or there was a light that I needed to test or something like that, so I was using that. And finally I made a light for myself, and it's an older version, which I need to upgrade a little bit, but and then I was like, you know, there's still some room on that cap. I wonder if I can make a bigger one. So I started laying them out. You know, I'd draw them on there with my pen and measuring everything out. And I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. And I'll sand it all off and start over again. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna put 3 rows of LEDs on this thing, and see if I can make it work. And that's when the 60 watt came about. And Justin got the first one, but he had some extras put on it. Stephen, I know you watched the live stream the other night, and and we talked about the different features, the wireless remote control and the face light, because Justin is big on you know, cross-checking things. So the face cam that he has us use, we just mount an SJ cam, you know, aimed at our face, so that he can, you know, it's good for B-roll. It's good for cross-checking to see if, you know, because no matter how much you try to not whisper, something's going to happen. Either you're going to breathe a little heavy after walking up the steps, or you're going to, you know, you're going to just make some kind of noise, or, you know, whatever. So it's good to look at those face cams and see if your lips are moving, or if you're actually making that noise. So we're working on getting everybody set up with a face cam. I know that Justin, Derek, and I have a face cam. I think Missy also does. And he wanted a face light. He wanted his face to be, because unless there's a glare or something like that to light up his face for the camera, it's just dark.
Right.
So I custom made a little light. It's an IR LED on one side, and it's a white light on the other side, and it actually plugs into his 60 watt and robs the power from it. And it's just a real dim IR light, just enough to illuminate his face, not white him out or anything. And if he's filming in regular light, but he's, you know, in the dark with, you know, white light or whatever, he can flip it around, flip a switch, and it turns on the white light, and it'll light up his face just enough he can still see past it and everything. And or he can use it as a flashlight if he needs a quick flashlight, because he doesn't have the night shot like I use. He already has it flipped around, so all he has to do is just flip that switch, and he's got enough light to see where he's going. So
that is so cool.
He's got all kinds of features, but
yeah. See, when we talked last week,
a lot of the ideas for it. So
yeah,
he gets the cool stuff before anybody does.
Yeah. Well, when we talked last weekend, and you were telling me the reason behind, you know, using the face cam and everything, and I was like, that's a really good idea. So, you know, being added to our rig now is going to be a GoPro, you know, recording the faces. And I may just have to get you to make me one of those lights. So, I mean, because
I can do that.
Yeah, because that will come in so handy. And like I said, because mine doesn't have the LEDs, you know, regular LED, the white LEDs. So that would come in perfect for a flashlight as well. Mm-hmm. So
what I can, you know, since yours could be modified to have the DC jack on it, but if you want to, instead of having to send it back and add stuff, you know, like I could work on something to just run on one battery. Mm-hmm. Actually, I make a 10 watt Demon. Mm-hmm. It's just a little 2 LED, just a 10 watt light, runs on one 18650 battery. I had made four for, did you see the pictures for Derek's? It's called the RDAD.
Yeah. The radio controlled.
But the RC truck.
Yeah.
I had originally built 4 Demons for the front, and it was a 20 watt Necro for the back. And the reason for the Demons on the front is so that he could adjust them, so that he could turn them, angle them however he wanted. Well, what we ended up doing was just building a 20 watt Necro for the front and a 20 watt Necro for the back, but it has a central control box, and it's right in the center of the truck, and he can control everything from there. You know, there's 2 knobs for adjusting the intensity, one for the front, one for the back, you know, separate switches. You can turn the back one on, turn it, you know, whatever. And it's in a control box. You know, the controls aren't on the lights themselves. It's on a control box in the center of the truck. But the other thing I did was I set it up with the wireless controller. So, you know, if he's running it, you know, down a hallway, you don't have to run up and adjust it if you need more light, less light, whatever. He can control it right from the wireless controller.
See, Andrea's sitting here looking at me, and I think she's thinking the same thing I am. If you lived close to me,
he would never leave your house.
We would be creating crap all the time. But yeah,
yep, and that's what we do. I mean, Justin will, you know, I've been at work before, and Justin would message me. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I'm like, "Give me a minute." Yeah. I'm looking on eBay. I'm like, "What's this? How's this?" He's like, "Yeah, that's great. Let's do it." So that's how a lot of our stuff ends up becoming a reality, is, just him coming up with ideas and me figuring out a way to build it. And while I'm building it, of course, I come up with ideas of like, hey, what do you think about this? Or well, how does this look? Or, so we're constantly back and forth, just creating some cool stuff.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. That is from the genius mind of Josh Bender.
And see, hey, there's ideas he's holding back. He's not telling me everything. He's like, because I know if I tell you, you're going to try and build it right away. And he's like, you have orders to.
Okay, just so everyone knows, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but we've got it back under control. So, all right. So, yeah, you were saying that you have all these orders to fill, and Justin keeps is not messaging you with the ideas that he has because you have all these orders to fill. He knows you're going to jump on those things.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to overwhelm you. I have so many ideas right now. It's like, well, we can come out with some new stuff, each year. I don't think there's a rush to get too much, because Justin and I are a lot alike in that we like to be different. Mm-hmm. We like to think about different things and make things more convenient. So he's like, wow, I think it'd be cool if we had this, and of course, we try to search and trying to find out what we can do to make it happen. But some of the lights, like the night shot, there's all kinds of switches on it. I'm running out. I keep telling them I'm running out of room. Yeah. to put things. Pretty soon somebody's gonna have to walk behind you just to control your light.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have your own tech. But okay, so the demon that you're talking about, it's just a 10 watt or a 20 watt? Did you say 10 watt?
It's a 10 watt. Yeah, it just has a flat face. It still comes with a magnetic diffuser. It's good for like POV cams, just the GoPros, stuff like that. That's what most of everybody on our group has one, mm-hmm. and some of them wear the GoPro on their chest, mm-hmm. and they just I make it so that you can mount the light right to the chest rig and then mount the camera right on top of that. And but I used 2 of those. I call them the bastard demons now because they didn't get used on the RC truck. And so I turned 2 of those into face lights, and I just made them real dim, and they have an on-off switch, no adjustment or anything like that. It just has a battery holder on the back. You throw the battery in and turn the switch on, and it's you got to play around with it just to get the right lighting, but it's enough that it doesn't overpower your face or anything like that, and it worked out really well. So I didn't have to modify my light or Derek's light. We just kind of added, and I told him, I said, this has 2 lights on it, just two LEDs on it. I don't know, I tried it inside the house here, like inside the shop, and it was okay, but out in the field, you never know. Things, for some reason, they mysteriously change. They're like, okay, all my equipment works. Let's go out to this location. When we go out to this location, it's like, why the hell isn't this working? It worked at home. But so I was like, I brought some black tape with me. I said, if it's too bright, we'll just put some black tape over one of the LEDs. Right. It's easy. And but we ended up not having to do any of that. We put the diffusers on them, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, and your diffusers are awesome.
Oh yeah,
they are so awesome. Because like the first night when we got ours, like we're sitting here counting down dark time. Where is dark 30? When is it dark 30? And as soon as it got dark, like Steve, he was here that evening, and he went over to the doors in our dining room, and he opens up the blinds. He's like, it's dark outside. And I was like, get the camera. And so we go outside, and I'm filming him. He's probably 125 to 150 feet away from me outside, mm-hmm. And it was like we put 2 of our old IRs up against the Deadlite. No contest. But, you can see Steve, but that's about it. You can, because you got the hot spot. Is there. You've got it's a hot spot. It's right there in the center. So you can see Steve, and then I turn those off, and I turn on the Deadlight for the very first time. Dude, I shit kittens when I saw what I saw on that LCD. And it was like, oh my gosh. And Andrea, she was standing beside of me, and she looked and she's like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
And you know, that was with it turned down in intensity, the diffuser on, and I think we were only running the middle. And then we turned on the bottom and the top. And it was like, wow, it's freaking lit up like a Christmas tree out here, you know? And then I was like, wait, well, Steve started to come to me, and I was like, wait, dude, I still got the diffuser on. Like, I take the diffuser off. And when I took the diffuser off, I mean, with him and all the trees back behind him, it almost washed it all out. It was with it turned up full blast. And with the diffuser off, I was like, holy cow, that's a lot of light.
Yeah, I think we determined that if you're doing any kind of outside work, using it without the diffuser helps a lot more because it does crisp up, you know, when you're indoors, you want to kind of soften the whitewash.
Yeah.
But outside, you kind of need that. So,
yeah, 'cause, I mean, we could see the definition in the leaves on the trees and everything. I mean, and, you know, like I said, from 125, 150 feet away. And so I was super impressed. Super impressed.
We all are.
Yeah.
We love it.
Thank you. It's you know, it's outside is a different beast. It's because you don't have the walls.
Right.
You know, you need something for that light to reflect off of. So it is pretty tough to get some illumination.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, most of the time, if you're outside in an open area, you're probably going to be filming some investigators, so you're going to be concentrating on them. And of course, they're not going to be, you know, you're not going to send them way out in the field. You're going to have them there so you can hear them and everything. But there may be some other applications where you want some kind of range, and you know, I get that question a lot. I get asked, you know, about range and battery life and things like that. But you know, there's a lot of factors that you have to think about before I can kind of answer that. I mean, I can tell you what I experienced myself. You know, it's like, okay, I carry this Sony. With this Sony and this light, I can get this range. And it's really tough to judge, because if it's a camera that I haven't used before, or I haven't had a customer use the same camera and tell me this is the kind of range that I get out of it. And because I won't just guess, I want real numbers. And Justin, you know, tests them out for me. I mean, he actually measures it out. I mean, he knows what kind of range certain lights get with certain cameras. So I don't like to be like, well, I'll probably go this. Now I can give you, you know, I'll say maybe about this or that, but it's going to be things that we've actually measured out ourselves.
Well,
you know,
it's all based on different circumstances, different locations. Will, you know, obviously, like you said, when you're in the great wide open, you have nothing to reflect that light on. So no, you're not going to be able to see, you know, 2 miles down the road or 2 miles across the, you know, the field. But, you know, if you're in woods, if you're in around trees, you're going to get a good range right there.
Yeah, because you've got something.
Right. But
and
indoors,
also,
oh my God.
You know, people also have to think of, you know, like Josh was saying, their camera that they're using. Because, you know, I know, like Josh, he uses the newer upgraded version of our camera. He has the AX100. We have the AX33. You know, still, it's a dang good camera, you know. I mean, both cameras are freaking awesome. The clarity on these cameras, I mean, I think Josh has a better chipset than ours, but you know,
You're talking Greek to me.
I know, but you know,
I think the stabilization is better on the 33 and the 53 than it is on the 100.
well, I know the stabilization on ours, like going up steps and everything. Oh my gosh, like I was watching this weekend as I'm going up and down steps at Hell's Bar. You know, I'm
just happy that there is like even remote stabilization in these cameras, because going looking at our previous filming where everything is just bouncing, you get like seasick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So any tiny amount of stabilization was great.
Yeah. But I mean,
See, I wear a shoulder rig, and with that AX100, sometimes it's you walk up to the top of the steps, or you're walking around or whatever, and I start walking. I'm watching the screen, and I'm like, it's moving as I breathe. It's like up and down a little bit, and I was like, oh, so I try to hold it out from my body with my hand, just to kind of make it a little bit better. And I don't know if you have that with you have your. I don't think you don't ever use a shoulder rig, do you? You just use the.
We have a shoulder rig that we used to use, but we had that. But we were using the. It was our old handy cams that we would use on that, and yeah, you totally got the breathing, because like we used that a lot at Waverly. We used it at Morse Mill Motel. And those
Haven't
places,
we like repurposed parts of that shoulder rig too?
we have, yeah, we totally have. But I mean, we would get a lot. I mean, and it had the digital stabilization in those cameras, but they're nothing compared to this lens stabilization system that they have in these cameras. The AX33, 53, and 100s is nothing like those. I mean, it's like the lens. If people don't know, it's like the lens is almost on a gimbal. And I mean, it's just like free floating, and they do an amazing job. Yep. And these cameras.
That's one of the differences with the 100. The 100 doesn't have the same kind of lens like the 53 does, like the gimbal style lens. So I think I get a little bit more movement out of the 100, and it's heavier.
Yeah, it's a little bigger. Yeah, but like when we would wear that shoulder mount rig, with our old cameras, it was shaky as all get out. I mean, I would hate editing video or even watching back to analyzing stuff. I would hate it because I'd have to like just close my eyes and pause for a second just because it was so shaky. And this new camera, yeah, no worries, none at all. I mean, I can sit and I could watch it all day long and nothing. I mean,
He actually enjoys reviewing video now.
I do, yeah. Especially since I usually get stuck doing it by myself. So, yeah, we have 16 members now.
Oh, wow.
6, yeah.
6, yes.
Yeah, 16 members
That's a large
now.
group.
Yeah, because we were 3 for a long time, and then we brought in Jesse, and
Just recently brought in Mike and Elsie.
Yeah, just recently brought in Mike and Elsie. Mike, he was a DJ at a radio station here in Knoxville, and he's an actor too. He was in the last that Fate of the Furious movie. He was in the prison scene. He does some local stuff for Investigation ID channel. That super cool guy. We met him because he invited us on his morning show on the radio during Halloween back, I don't know, 4 years ago, I guess. And
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we fell in love with him, man. He's awesome, and he's totally into the paranormal. We wound up taking him down to Old South Pittsburgh with us to investigate, him and Elsie both, and they've been to several investigations with us now, and they love it. They love it. So he messaged me one day, and he's like, hey, what are the chances of just joining the group? And I was like, let me talk to Steve. And I got right back with him. I was like, yeah, Steve said yeah. So, because they're awesome guys. They're awesome guys. They're family, so... But yeah, the Deadlite paired with this new camera, to get back on topic, it's amazing. I mean, and like you said, it has a wide angle lens, and the curvature on the front of the Deadlite, it's perfect. I mean, there is nothing on screen that isn't lit up. It's perfect. I can't say enough about it.
You've created a masterpiece.
Yes, you have, man. You totally have.
See, the thing, some people don't realize, especially with the 60 watt, because you have the 3 rows of LEDs. It's not, it's not just pointing straight forward. It's actually curved in 2 directions. So you have, your top row is pointing slightly up, and your middle row is kind of straight forward, but you still have the horizontal curve, and then you have the bottom row, which is kind of pointing down. So it's you lose range whenever you do that, but you're illuminating everything. And I think that's the most important thing. It still has range. It still has good range. Like with the AX100, I think I have. I think Justin said about 100 yards, and it's the same as the night shot. But when you look at the directions that the LEDs are pointing, you're still getting good range, but you're getting a lot of illumination, and that's the main concentration or main focus with the necros.
Yeah, and see, like, especially for, like, since we're down at Hell's Bar Dam a lot. A whole lot. I mean, especially since they made us staff. And huge shout out to Jeff and Vicky, because, dude, they love your light. They, like, when I got down there last Saturday, because that was the first time Jeff had seen it. So I got down there last Saturday, or Friday.
Where's the light?
Where's the light? That was the first thing he said to me. Where's the light? It wasn't, hey, good to see you. Where's the light? And we took it in and tested it. Like, I grabbed the camera, grabbed the rig, mounted everything, and we went inside the dam. And, even during the day, the tunnels, you shut the door, pitch black. So we got in there, and he's like, oh, my gosh. And then that night, when we got in there, we went in the big room. And, that was the test of all tests. And, it lit up. I walked about a quarter of the way into the big room. And by the time I got a quarter of the way into the big room, I could see the locker room on the wall on the other end. And before, I would have to be almost to the steps going up to the locker room to see the locker room, which is 40 feet from the locker room.
So can you give me like an idea of maybe a guesstimate, or maybe the actual size of the room?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know the actual size.
I'm thinking, just from my perspective, I'm pretty sure it's like a football field.
Yeah, it's pretty close to a football field. Yeah, I mean, I would say probably, I would say 60% of a football field in actuality, because. Yeah, I would say 75 feet from side to side, and probably.
Man, now I'm gonna have to go and like step it.
Yeah, and probably 200 feet from end to end.
High ceiling.
Very high ceiling. Very high
it's
ceiling.
probably it would be what would kind of be considered about 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a big room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, with this light, the way it does have the curve on the top, in the center, and the bottom, it worked perfect in there. I mean, I could see in the rafters on the viewfinder. I could see the walls on the side. And I haven't been able to do that at all. And I mean, it's a massive room. And
this light is definitely a game changer. It
oh
really,
my gosh.
And I mean, anyone that is interested in, stepping up their IR game.
Yeah, their video footage, I mean,
and and for those people that are, really do care about the footage that they're putting out. I mean, this is an absolute game changer. I think anybody would be, a fool to think that, they don't need this.
Yeah. And another guy that I'm going to, throw this out to is my buddy Neelan. I've got a buddy Neelan that's a short film maker. He does really cool, like zombie apocalypse style short films. I mean, this would be awesome for some of his scenes he does. So I'm going to get in touch with him and have him look at the video from this. I mean, because it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't end this without me talking about the pains that goes into Josh building this light. I have shown that video, that time-lapse video of yours, to every guy that I work with that's on my crew. I have shown it to my entire family, Andrea's entire family. The pains that that he goes through building this light. I mean, can you give us a rough estimate of like my 60 watt start to finish, how much work time, man hours you have in that light?
Well, it's, I've been asked this question before, and I try to keep track of it. I go to work during the day, so I usually try to have 2 to 3 hours in the shop in the evenings, and so during those 2 to 3 hours, I'm in and out, and then I'm working on the light for a while, and then I'm out doing something else, and I try to stay in here as long as possible in the evening in those hours before I got to go to bed, and then of course on the weekends, I'm in and out of here all weekend. But for that light, I think the night shot takes a little bit longer because of the extra buttons and the different controls and stuff like that. But the 60 watt, I mean, I can, if work cooperates and I'm out on time, every day, I can probably have it done in 5 days, just working in a couple of hours in the evening and stuff. And of course, not everything always goes smoothly, at work or at home. Maybe I got to do something at home because I still have, a house to take care of and everything. But yeah, probably about 5 days. I mean, some of it is dry times too. I put that rubber coating on, and that has to sit overnight, and some of the stuff that I got to paint black, I got to wait for that to dry, and epoxy, stuff like that. So there are some dry times you got to wait for things to set up before you can continue. So sometimes I try to do 2. If I have the whole week and the whole weekend, a lot of times, depending on what light I'm doing, I can usually knock out 2 in the week. But it is a long process. Watching that video kind of gives you an idea. I have changed my process and my methods a little bit to make things a little bit quicker. But I've also added some things as well as take things away. So it kind of evens out. As I upgraded the battery holder. I really didn't like the battery holder that I was using, and so I had some help with the design for the battery holder.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say I got the very first one with the recessed battery box.
He has definitely bragged about that.
I totally have. Yeah.
Well, the quality of your work is amazing.
Yeah.
It's something when you're looking at it, it just, from front to back, sides, tops, everything, it's is
perfect.
A perfect piece of equipment. There's no janky edges, or it doesn't, there's no like,
buttons aren't loose,
the
knobs not loose, everything is tight. It is a amazing piece of equipment. I posted a review of the Deadlite on the Facebook page, and there was one thing I said that I remember. During a nuclear fallout or the apocalypse, the only thing that will be left are cockroaches and the Deadlite, because this thing is a freaking tank. It is. I mean, I remember Josh had on the interview the other night with Justin. He had said that was it Matt Benton that had ran over one, or someone ran over one.
That was Derek's girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we use Google Hangouts a lot too, because Derek and Missy are in Indiana. Justin's in Ohio. I'm in West Virginia. We're all
wow.
And we had some other members that were in Ohio as well. So we're kind of spread out. So we use Google Hangouts a lot for conference calls and just talking,
right.
Shooting ideas, planning stuff, things like that. And we were all just talking. I was like, I want to run one over. I want to take a housing, and I want to run it over with my truck. I wanted to do this official test, this different camera angles, just a no BS kind of thing. This is what it can withstand. And I was like, I think it would withstand getting run over. And and Justin's girlfriend or Derek's girlfriend was like, I'll do it, and Justin's like, you won't do it, and out the door she went, and Derek was chasing her with the phone. He was going to film it. Of course, it was at night, but just kind of an unofficial test. But he didn't get out there in time. She ran it over, but she put it on the road under the tire of her car, and she ran it over. And the only thing it did was it just scratched the asphalt, scratched the rubber coating on it. Still works fine.
Oh my gosh!
Scratches on it.
Yeah, okay. That's a product you can stand behind.
No joke.
Yeah. That
Now the real test is like a drop test. Your normal, probably just above, between waist and chest height.
Right.
Unless you're holding on a tripod, those kinds of tests I want to do. Just kick over the tripod, throw it down a set of steps. But the buttons and the adjustment knob, I can see something like that, breaking. But the housing, the housing is it's not going to fall apart. It's not going to, just I don't know. It's just I kind of over designed it, but I like it that way.
Yeah.
No, I think your method and your planning and just the work behind it is just perfect. Because anything that can withstand being ran over by a vehicle, regardless, that is definitely top notch.
Maybe we need to get Josh hooked up with the U.S. military, and we can do body armor by Josh Benton. I just said Josh Benton.
Yeah, you did.
I was thinking Matt Benton is like, good.
Matt Benton wants to shoot one. I told him, I said, it's not bulletproof. It's gonna, a bullet's gonna penetrate it. But he is determined. He wants an unfinished housing so that he can shoot one.
Yeah, because I remember watching his.
Does he want to be drinking beer while he's shooting at this?
No, Matt's not much of a drinker.
Okay, well, I'll drink beer while I watch the video of it. So
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
but yeah, I remember watching his unboxing video. It was freaking hilarious.
I told him to go wild with it.
Yeah.
I told him to, because he's a filmmaker. He edits video and stuff. I said, get creative with it.
Yeah, because he pulled out a gun and everything.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
Yeah, he
That
pulled
one
out
was
a
fun.
gun and was going to shoot it, and he was like, nah, Well, see, that's just like, when one of the first pictures that we post of our Deadlight was Andrea with her wedding veil on from when we got married, holding the Deadlight. Yeah.
Okay, I have to preface this by saying that, I don't have a whole lot of storage in the house to hang my wedding dress and my veil, so it is currently hanging in our office for the past almost 3 years. Yeah. So we had to film facing where it's hanging, and I was like, well, just give me the veil. So I threw the veil on, so here I am wearing my veil while I'm filming, pulling it over my face. So yeah, I unofficially married the Deadlight.
Yes, you did. And I think it was a smart choice on your behalf.
Aw.
I think we will all be very, very happy together. But
You ain't right.
yeah, I know. But yeah, man, this light, it's amazing, and I'm hoping that here in the near future, hopefully sometime after the first of the year, we can get together and do something that we were talking about earlier today, and that would be awesome. So you guys just keep a watch on the ETGS page and the Deadlight page, and hopefully sometime after the first of the year we will have something really cool planned out for the paranormal investigators out there.
That would be awesome.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. But, well, brother, go ahead and take a minute and let everybody know where they can follow you, where they can see you, and how they can get in touch with you when they decide that they're going to go ahead and buy this Deadlight that they need in their life.
Well, first, we don't have a webpage yet. We're kind of holding off on that. Some things are so busy. But the Facebook page, the Deadlite LLC Facebook page, you can message me on there. There are photographs of the different models that I offer with the pricing, the features, all that stuff. And you can message me on the Deadlight page. You can message me personally. The customer service is the same. You can always, no matter if you message the page or me or myself, it's going to be the same. I help you out with mounting different ways to mount the light, and I can give you dimensions, whatever you ask, I can answer. I also am part of Interface Death. So there's the interfacedeath.net is our webpage. We have a Facebook page. I think Justin also does the Instagram and Twitter, I believe. But the lights are also featured on interfacedeath.net. You can see the features and everything on there. I have an Instagram page. It's mostly for my photography, usually what I put on there. And I think that's about it for Deadlight and Interface Death. But yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and just so everybody knows, when they contact Josh to order their Deadlight, if there's special things they want done, if Josh can do it, he'll do it. I mean, he builds these lights for you, and he's amazing. It's not just a light. This thing, like I said, it's a tank. You're not gonna destroy it by normal everyday use or use in the field, unless you may drop it off the top of Waverly, into a parking lot or something. I don't know.
We're not going to test that.
No, I'm not testing that. But I know we have dropped a light off the top of Waverly, and it didn't fare very well. But I guarantee you this one would last a lot longer than that light did. Yeah. We actually dropped because it was snowing, and we were running cameras up on the top of the fourth floor, running into the solarium area there for the kids for the 5th floor, and it was snowing. The wind was blowing, and one of the guys didn't screw the DVR camera down all the way.
Awesome.
Wind hit, and it went right over the side of the edge, went all the way down to the gravel parking lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's metal casing held up, scratches and stuff on the metal casing, but the lens shattered. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would totally, put this one up against that, but I'm not going to drop it off the top of Waverly. Shit ain't happening.
I won't let him.
The shit ain't happening. But, well, Josh, thank you so much, and I will be posting the links on the podcast to Deadlight LLC, where you can get in touch with Josh and order your custom Deadlight. Check him out, guys. It's a great product. Look at our Facebook page this week. By this weekend, there will be a video up from this past weekend, and the whole thing shot using the 60 watt Necro. So
we really, really, really appreciate you for being on our show.
And thanks for putting up with the technical difficulties.
Yes.
Oh, no problem.
But
I know it happens, but thanks for having me on. I always enjoy doing these and talking with everybody. So.
Well, I'm hoping this helps you and gets you crazy busy.
Even more so.
Yeah. I hope I get a message from Josh saying,
"You little butthole."
Yeah. They're working me to death. But I mean, it's a product I stand behind, and I will promote to my last breath because it's amazing. But
thank you.
Not a problem, brother. Thank you, and thank you for taking time out of your Sunday. And I guess we'll end this by saying, "Go Steelers," because they kicked ass today.
Yes, they did.
I'm all good with that.
Yeah, see, that's Andrea's favorite NFL team too.
Yep.
So yeah,
Cincy next weekend.
Yep.
Oh snap.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a game and a half.
Justin's a Cincinnati fan.
Yeah, see, Steve is too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's on then.
Yeah. We have these rivalries. And yeah,
They're
Steve.
just playful.
Yeah, and
for the most part.
Steve's an Ohio State fan on Saturdays and a Cincy fan on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays.
Or whenever.
But yeah, it's like even we got the Madden 19 and me and Steve, we were battling and he handed me my ass. But yeah. But I was playing with Green Bay and I'd actually removed Aaron and pulled Josh Dobbs from Pittsburgh and brought him on to Green Bay. And his completions were great, but my runners didn't stand a chance against their defense. So that's Josh Dobbs, though. He's a beast, too.
Go team with the ball.
Go team with the ball. Good job, Andrew. All right, guys. We're just going to go ahead and end it just like this. Because we've taken up
About an hour and a half.
hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah. So for Paratalk, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Andrea.
And we've had Josh Bender with us tonight. So everybody be sure and check him out. And until next time, you've been listening to Paratalk.
That's all, folks.
You're listening to Paratalk with East and Seco Seekers, the new perspective in paranormal talk radio.